So today I'm going to show you how to sew up a hole from a beaver. So this hole is the armhole. So it's kind of gathered up. It's not a sliced hole out of the hide. It's gathered, so there's too much material to just sew it up. So what I want to do is whenever I sew a hole, I want to sew it with the direction of the fur, like this. I don't want to sew a hole up like this. The seam would be here across the grain of the fur, and you'll see that. If you sew a hole with the fur, like along the grain of it, then it hides the stitch really well and you won't be able to see it. So I'm going to stretch it. This has been tanned, and it's been pickled, and it's just before it's tanned, but it's still damp. You can see my pants all wet. So I'm going to stretch it out a bit, and I'm going to determine my travel here. Now, if I just sewed this up here, you have this whole little triangle here that'll be poke out. And no matter how much you stretch it, when you're drying it, it will still be there. So we're actually going to it's almost like a canoe, and you're going to be cutting off more of it straight. So I'll draw what I mean. So we're going to be cutting this like this on both sides. That's going to allow the seam to lay really flat. So I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut it. I don't take the scissors, because then I'm going to cut through the hair. You're going to get the cut edge of the hair. I'm going to come on this side. Sharp knife is really nice to have. Come do it on this way too. This could be a bit sharper. Okay, so now what I cut off is like the bow of the canoe and the stern. So now I'm going to stitch this, and I'm going to want it to lay really flat. So I'm going to stitch it by hand. You can stitch it with a machine, with my fur machine, but it will make a bump. And this is going to be lined with like a flannel back. And I want to keep the shape of the beaver in the oval as much as possible. So I have my Glover's needle and my nylon thread. That's what I like to use. So just to keep everything kind of in place, I'm going to clip that there. So how I do this is I'm going to come in here. I'm going to make my first knot. All right, and I'm working my way this way, going back and forth. I'm going to come on the inside to the outside. Then, keeping all the hair in, you come on the inside to the outside. Inside of the seam to the outside. And you're going to work your way down. Now, as I pull tight, it will flatten out, and the edges of the skin will push together, like butt up together, without creating a lump. That's why I like this if I want to make a really flat stitch. So come in here. I'm going to work my way. Can use my needle to push the hair in. So when I get to the end, I'm gonna do my last little bit. I'm gonna go back and grab a little bit more. Twist, twist, go through, make a knot. Oh, that came out. Okay, cut off. Now, because I still have to stretch this, as I stretch it, it will form to that stitch and it's going to become really flat. But it's laying down on one piece. So here you can kind of see it because all the hair is in the stitches. But this other leg, who I took the comb to, and I combed it out. You cannot even really see where it's right in there, I think. So after you comb it out, it pulls it all even, and you're left with a really flat stitch that hides really well, and it can stretch it as it dries, and it forms to that you don't have lumps. So that's how I sew up holes in a beaver or any animal.